The Lord works in mysterious ways, don't he? Anyway, let's laugh again. Let's have some good times today, and glad that you're here. And I think you folks are ready. They're getting there. Okay. Well, meanwhile, you heard about the story about the guy who he checked into the motel, and he had some business to take care of, and so he went to the desk and he asked the clerk. He said, "Do you have a fax machine?" And the gentleman said, "Yes, we do." He said, "How much is it?" He said, "Well, it's $7.50 for the first page and $1 for each page afterwards." The guy stood there and he says, "Do I have to fax the first page?" Did I kind of help me to get back into the good graces? Yeah. All right, now we got the Anchormen going. We've moved them up, as I said a few moments ago. Tickets are on sale for the chicken barbecue dinner at 3 o'clock, and bless their heart, they've had to kind of fight the elements out there to get that charcoal going and everything with the weather, but it's looking good back there, and the groups are all rolling in, and we're going to have a good time. We still got some great talent. Each group has about 35 minutes that they're going to do, and I got another story I can tell here. Okay, what was it? This is going to kill you. You'll be on the floor when you hear this. Oh, well, let me see. It was right. It's terrible when you get old because you start to forget. This old man and old woman lived way out in the country, and they went to town very seldom. Kind of imagine the Little House on the Prairie, Bonanza kind of a thing. That kind of a setting. So this couple lived out there, and the old boy never got in much at all. So one day he drifted into town, and he was just going through a department store, and he had found there's a mirror. And the old boy didn't know what a mirror was, and he picked it up, and it just looked like a picture frame, and he looked at it. He saw himself, and he didn't know who it was. He thought it was his daddy. He thought, what are they doing with the picture of my dad here? You know, and so he turned it over and saw how much it was, and he bought it. And he was so proud. Every time he picked that frame up, he saw his daddy's picture there. So he took that home. Well, he didn't want the old girl to know he spent that much money. So he put it up in the barn, and he covered it up. And every morning before he went to work, he would go off and he'd pull back that cover, and he'd pick that up, and he'd look at that picture. And just sat there and just marvel at that mirror, you know. It knows the mirror. That's my dad, you know. Put down. This went on for, several days. Well, the old gal, she got a little bit suspect. Well, why is he going out into the barn every morning before he goes, well, what's he up to? So she went out there. His headlights and taillights got out of sight one morning. Said, I'm going to go out there and just see what's going on. So she went out there. She started snooping around out there in that barn, seeing what it was. It was so fascinating to him. So she's going through there. She pulls back the cover, and she spots it, this picture frame. So she picked it up and looked at it, and she said, aha! So that's the old hag he's been running around with. I don't you just love it. Are you ready for some more singing? Yeah, good, because I got to go long upon the jokes. I just told 3 and I'm saving for later. But these fellows was here last night. They're going to bless our hearts again. What great harmony. What a great spirit. Make a welcome the Anchormen Quartet. How about it?
That's one great opening act, I'll tell you. Bless the Lord. Joyful heart, make it known like this.
Laying up my treasures in that home above, fully trusting in my Savior's love, doing what I can for heaven's holy dove. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. Sorrow, I'm getting ready for the gates of earth. Keeping, watching over day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world.
There are mansions Jesus said I know. If it were not true, I would have told you so. Just a little while to linger here below. I'm getting ready to leave this world.
I'm getting ready to leave this world.
Sorrow,
I'm getting both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. I'm getting ready for the gates of hell. Keeping, watching both day and night. I'm getting ready to leave this world.
You got your bags packed?
I'm packing up.
Getting ready to go.
Getting ready to go.
I'm packing up.
I'm packing up.
Getting ready to go.
Getting ready to go.
I'm packing up.
I'm packing up.
Getting ready to go.
Getting ready to go. I'm packing up. Getting ready to go. Getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to leave this world. Sorrow. I'm getting ready for the gates of the world. Keeping, watching. I'm getting ready to leave this world. Ready, ready, ready to leave this world.
Yeah, let's get ready. There we go. Help us out on this one. We all know the words. Power in that wonderful blood.
Would you be free from your burden of sin? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you for evil a victory win? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you be free from your passion and pride? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Come for a cleansing to Calvary's tide. There's wonderful power in the blood. Would you do service for Jesus your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you let daily his praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Well, there is power, 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 wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Thanks so very much. Boy, they moved us up just a little bit. What time is it, anybody out there? What time is it right now? It's 1:45. Well, we start at 1:05.
What time is it in Bay City?
Yeah, that's Sea Wing time. It's like about 1:10 right now. Well, it's great to be here. We just cruised in. It was a wonderful trip in here. A lot of mudslides. You know, there's been a lot of water this summer, but you can never dampen the spirit of the Holy Spirit. It's so nice to share the weekend with people. Thanks for being faithful. Come, give yourselves a hand for coming out here, celebrating God's goodness. Who's really from the Sea Wing area? Where's the group, kind of the local group from Sea Wing? Okay, who's from somewhere else? I told you guys we should sing someplace else. We are the Anchormen of Fairhaven. We're actually from Western Michigan, the Grand Rapids area. Anybody from West Michigan, Grand Rapids? Hey, there we go.
All right.
So Grand Rapids by way of Ontario. Okay, yeah, Toronto. It's a good long trip. Well, we all came from different places, and we come to lift up the Lord. We've been together 10 years, and we had a wonderful time last year. They invited us back for the Friday. Who saw us last night, Friday night? All these jokes are going to bore you folks silly. No, we got all lot of new stuff. We're just going to have a great time today. We're going to throw a couple of favorites in when people ask us for a special request. I'd like to introduce you to the founder of the group, actually. We're going to do a wonderful song now. It's all about this story, Jesus Christ, so special in Hank's life. This is Hank Vanderloon. Anybody recognize Hank Vanderloon at all? I know we got a couple of friends out there. He dropped the van in front of the Van Vandersma Vanderloon. He didn't want to sound too Dutch. But Hank's our marketing guy. He's founded the group. He does a wonderful job. And he's going to sing When He Was on the Cross, I Was on His Mind. We were on His mind. Please welcome our bass, Hank Vanderloon. He blesses us every time.
I'm not I'm nothing on my own. I made mistakes and often slip. I'm just common flesh and bone, but I'll prove someday just what I say. I'm of a special kind. When He was on the cross, I was on His mind. A look of love was on His face, thorns were on His head, blood was on that scarlet robe, and was stained in crimson red. Those eyes were on the crowd that day. For when He was on that cross, I was on His mind. He knew me, yet He loved me. Yet when He was on the cross, I was on His mind. Yet when He was on the cross, I was on His mind.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment fairly well, fairly well. I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment fairly well, fairly well. There's a better day a-coming fairly well, fairly well. There's a better day a-coming fairly well, fairly well. In that great a-getting up morning fairly well, fairly well. In that great a-getting up morning fairly well, fairly well. When you see the lightning flashing fairly well, fairly well. When you hear the thunder crashing fairly well, fairly well. When you see the stars are falling fairly well, fairly well. When you hear the chariots calling fairly well, fairly well. In that great a-getting up morning fairly well, fairly well. In that
getting up morning fairly well, fairly well.
When you see the lightning flashing, when you hear the thunder crashing, when you hear the stars are falling, when you hear the chariots calling,
Good news, chariots coming. Good news, chariots coming.
So glad,
Chariots coming, and I don't want to be left out.
Now there's a long white robe in the heaven, I know.
Long white robe in the heavens, I know. Long white robe in the heavens, I know.
I said
Good news, chariots coming. Good news, chariots coming.
So glad,
chariots coming, and I don't want to be left out.
in that great,
I'm getting up morning fairly well, fairly well.
in that
Great, I'm getting up morning fairly well, fairly well.
in that great,
I'm getting up morning fairly well, fairly well.
in that great.
I'm getting up morning fairly well, fairly well.
Never give up praise and never give up singing. And sing along when you know the words. This is worship together. We're just enjoying it. Hallelujah.
Well, I'm not
Giving up,
No, I'm not
turning round.
by the grace of God.
I'll win a shining crown someday.
Well, I'll keep
Holding on
to that nail.
nail-scarred hand.
No, I'm not
Giving up, no, I'll keep going on.
Tell them there, Dougie.
I've been walking through the valley, through this vale of tears. At times I've even questioned, even if my Lord was near. Many times that old tempter, he says, why not turn around? You can't get any farther because you're just losing ground. Oh, but I'm not
Giving up,
no, I'm not
turning round.
by the grace of God.
I'll win a shining crown someday.
Well, I'll keep
Holding on
to that nail.
nail-scarred hand.
No, I'm not
Giving up, no, I'll keep going on.
Not bad for a baritone.
Would you mind to tell me there's been something bothering me? Why is it that old devil, well, he just won't let God's children be? So he's purposed and determined to get right in the way and turn us from our way of life and lead our souls astray. Oh, but we're not
Giving up,
no, we're not
turning around.
by the grace of God.
I'll win a shining crown someday.
Well, I'll keep
Holding on
to that.
nail-scarred hand.
No, I'm not
Giving up, no, I'll keep going on.
well, I'm not
Giving up,
no, I'm not
turning around.
Turning round.
by the
Grace of God, I'll win a shining crown someday.
well, I'll keep
Holding on
Holding on.
to that
nail-scarred
but it's fun. It's fun. And when you're clapping along and singing along, we're just celebrating together. That's what's fun about it. You got to hear a little bit of Hank's deep stuff. He's saving the good stuff for later, I think. No, it's just thrilling. The stage actually rumbles. Haven't there been some wonderful groups already? Don't you just love the bass, the tenors? It's a thrill to share the weekend in the presence of the Lord and His people. It's just a fun, clean celebration. We enjoyed listening, and we're kind of getting our program ready, and we're just listening to some of the other stuff. We're thinking, boy, this is going to be just a wonderful weekend. And then you got to hear Doug Wybinga, another, they're a little Dutch. Any Dutch people? Dutch people in the audience?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. See us back at the tape table. Everything is cheap with the Dutch. We know that brings it in. Yeah, it's fun. Doug Wybinga, baritone. We get him out on lead because he's got such a wonderful voice. He can do everything from opera to that lead stuff, and it's wonderful. And then you got to hear Don Edema at the end. And Don, I'll tell you, he just does. He cranks out that high stuff, that almost that Southern gospel tenor thing, and
Almost.
he's a good
Really from Grand Rapids, so.
Northern gospel tenor, which is Southern gospel sung by Dutch guys. That's really Northern gospel.
I really got to get on my toes.
That's right. Don's a prankster too, and we were down in Indiana, which is Southern for us. It's really not quite the home of Southern gospel. We're traveling a little bit. We got done with the concert. We're coming home, and we went into a Denny's about 2 o'clock in the morning. And we didn't know that they'd had a Civil War reenactment, so they had a lot of Confederate people in uniforms kind of standing around. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, the place is packed. Don walks in, he says, "Boy, service around here must be terrible. How long y'all been waiting?" He keeps us light. He does a wonderful job singing, and he's going to sing, I think, one of your favorite songs this weekend. It's a new one to us, and it's wonderful. I'll give it to us by one of the other groups, With All the Many Miracles. Here we go. Please welcome Don Edema. There we go.
God made a bold command, cross the Jordan and take the land. Don't worry about the giants you would face, but when the spies return, tell the others what they have learned. They said for us to win, there's just no way. Still 2 of them trusted God, Caleb and Joshua. They said, children, don't believe what you have heard. It's true, we're outmanned by far. They're much bigger than we are. But let's not forget just who it is we serve. With all the many miracles, why don't you think it's possible? With all the many things we've seen, why do you think it's just a dream? With all the things He's done for us, don't you think it's time we trust? Remember what is possible with all the many miracles. Like when we were about to die, manna fell from the sky, and water came from a dry old dusty rock. Back when Pharaoh was closing in, God closed the sea again, but not before we all had safely crossed. So here you are, my friend. You face a battle you cannot win. You tell yourself there's just no need to try. Please consider how good God's been. He's been faithful time and again. You must believe, and here's the reason why. With all the many miracles, why don't you think it's possible? With all the many things we've seen, why do you think it's just a dream? With all the things he's done for us, don't you think it's time we trust? Remember what is possible. With all the many miracles, all the things he's done for us, don't you think it's time we trust? Remember what is possible. With all the many miracles.
Don't you like that little brother?
Great tenor voice. I'd like to introduce to you the taller fellow on the end over there. His name's Mike Dorn. Mike's been singing with us also for 10 years. Sometimes we had to do a little extra teaching with him.
Seems like 50 years.
Seems like 50, that's right. A little story about Mike. When he was dating his then-to-be wife, he was ready to propose. He wanted to ask his girlfriend to be his wife. And he went to his dad for some advice, and he says, Dad, he says, I just don't know how to put this. He says, she's such a wonderful person and such a beautiful girl. He says, I just get nervous thinking about it. He says, what can I say to her to ask her to be my wife? And his dad says, well, you know she's a real beautiful woman. He says, you need to get down on one knee and take her by the hand and say, Brenda, you've got a face so beautiful it would make time stand still. And so that's nice, Dad. I'll do that. So, he went in front of the mirror and he practiced it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And finally, the evening came, a nice candlelit dinner, and they're done eating, and he gets down on one knee and he looks up in her face and he says, Brenda, you've got a face that could stop a clock. Believe it or not, he's been married over 20 years now to Brenda. She still loves him. And we'd like to feature him on this next song. Jesus is coming soon.
Thank you, Dougie. Troublesome times, we're praying for our troops, we're praying for each other, praying for salvation until that day. Here we go. Troublesome times are here, filling men's hearts with fear. Freedom we all hold dear, now is at stake. Humbling our hearts to God, saves from the chastening rod. Seek the way pilgrims trod, Christians away. Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom. Trumpets will sound, all of the dead shall rise, righteous in the skies, going where no one dies, heavenward bound. Well, our trials will soon be o'er, happy forevermore, when we meet on that shore, free from all cares, rising up in the sky, telling this world goodbye. Homeward we then shall fly, glory to share. Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom. Trumpets will sound, all of the dead shall rise, righteous meet in the skies, going where no one dies, heavenward bound. last night at the tape table. It was interesting. Just end of the evening, someone came where they picked up one of the CDs. Of course, we made a little pronouncement. We try to keep it very safe. And you know, being Dutch, we keep everything low price because we know that's what moves. But Hank told people last night that the fourth CD was only $5 and the fifth one was free. He just kind of explained that in a hurry. One sweet lady came over to take him. She says, "I'd like to buy a CD." And he said, "Well, thank you very much. That'll be $15. She says, "No, I want the fifth one. I just want the free one." She said. After about 5 minutes of tugging and going back and forth, he said, "Okay, fine, Mom. Just go ahead and take it." But the fourth CD has track number 8, which is actually a song that they requested. They picked up a CD. They said, we'll buy this if you'll sing track number 8 tomorrow. So we said, if you buy it, we'll sing track number 8. Here it is, Hide Me, Rock of Ages. It's a favorite of somebody out there. Who requested this? Where are they? Somewhere out here. There they are, right there. A special dedication. We'll sing anything in the booth too. Just come on over.
Rock of ages, I am
Trusting now, dear Lord, in Thee.
I'm trusting
Keep me till my journey's ended.
journeys ended. Keep me
Till Thy blessed face I see. Hide me, O blessed Rock of Ages,
hide me
till Thy blessed face I see.
Thy face I see in glory.
When the storm around me rages,
Around me rages blessed
Rock of Ages, hide Thou me.
Sing it all, guys.
When my journey is completed,
Is completed, Savior.
and there's no more work to do,
Oh, blessed
Savior, guide my weary spirit.
weary spirit to that
Happy land beyond the blue. Hide me, O blessed Rock of Ages,
ages higher.
Thy blessed face I see.
Thy face I see in glory.
When the storm around me rages,
Around me rages blessed
Rock of Ages, hide Thou me. Rock of Ages, hide Thou me.
Oh, that's special. One of the fun things we love to do is to get a volunteer. There's a lot of fans and there's a lot of vocalists in the audience. We're looking for someone who wants to start their career, get a special opportunity. A young volunteer. In fact, they told us they were mistaken. They told us that there were going to be some old people here today. And I haven't seen any old people yet.
right here yet.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. We got one old people here. We're looking for someone who'd like to volunteer, join us up on stage for a little part of our musical renditions. Do we have a volunteer? Someone raise your. Do we have a volunteer? Someone who wants to have some fun? I see a lot of nominated going on. Do we have one? Come on, right? Yeah, this will be. Come on, right up here. We got a young man in the front row. How about a hand for our volunteer? Here we go, right up here. We're going to beat this handsome young man with way too much hair. He's got plenty to share there. Your name, sir?
James,
James. Okay, James, thanks for joining us. Don's going to show them what we're doing. We sing a lot about modes of transportation. You know, there's planes, there's just flying out, there's just in the twinkling of an eye and all that. We don't know exactly how everything's going to happen. But there's a song called Glory Train that we like to do as a part of the program. We're going to take a ride together with the help of James. Give him one more hand and let's get riding that Glory Train, buddy. All right, here we go, James.
Ride that glory train, ride that glory train, ride that glory train, ride that train. I wanna ride that glory train. I wanna ride that glory train. Now it's my race it's too late for ride that glory train. Now there's a railroad train that's leaving, it's the road and down the track. And the passengers on board and boys and never come back. Now this glory train's leaving, this train I long to ride. And I'll meet you up in heaven where God's children all abide. I wanna ride that glory train. I wanna ride that glory train. Now in my soul, it's too bright for ride that glory train.
Now hear the thunder of the engines. Get aboard her if you can, for their final destination is that far off promised land. Where the master will be waiting in his own way up above, and he'll fill our hearts with gladness and his great eternal love.
I wanna ride that glory train. I wanna ride that glory train. Now it's my it's too bright for ride that glory train. Ride that glory train. Ride that train.
We've had a wonderful time. Thank you for the blessing of sharing part of your weekend with the Anchormen Quartet. It has really been a blessing, and we're going to do this great. It's about revival. It's a great way to go out of here. Hopefully it's just a fun one and a blessing to you. Somebody sing.
Somebody sing about that old time religion. I wanna hear it again. Somebody preach about the resurrection. I wanna lift my hands, dancing old-fashioned, ruling of the Holy Ghost. I wanna welcome him in. Let's tell the world about that old time religion. Somebody sing it again.
Sometimes I feel this modern world is passing me by. So many things I cannot understand. People talking about a new kind of religion. It's just the opinions of man.
But how I love to hear about those old campmeetings. People used to shout and sing. Let's all get back to the fire of the Spirit that will wish and feeling again.
Somebody sing about that old time religion. I wanna hear it again.
Somebody
preach about the resurrection. I wanna lift my hands, dancing old-fashioned, moving of the Holy Ghost. I wanna welcome you in. Let's tell the world about that old time religion. Somebody sing it again.
Well, where two or three are gathered, the Spirit is there. It never ended saving power. And all we have to do is lift our hearts to the Lord. Revival can happen any hour.
Somebody stand up and testify. Tell the old story again. The God we serve has never changed. He's the same today as he was then. Somebody sing.
Somebody sing about that old time religion. I want to hear it again.
Somebody
preach about the resurrection.
I want to lift my
hands. There's an old-fashioned movement on the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
I want to welcome him in. Let's tell the world about that old-time religion. Somebody sing it again. Let's tell about that old-time religion. I want to hear it again.
Somebody preach
about the resurrection.
I want to lift my
hands. There's an old-fashioned movement of the Holy Ghost. I want to welcome him in. Let's tell the world about that old-time religion. Somebody sing it again. Let's tell the world about that old-time religion. Somebody sing it up. Somebody sing it again. Somebody sing it up. Yeah.
I'll take him off, fellas. The Anchormen Quartet of Fairhaven, Michigan. Thank you. Fairhaven, Michigan. From Hudsonville, all right. I want to say that our sound today is being provided by